Passport is a travel document purchased from a government, primarily for the purpose of allowing its holder to travel internationally. The document certifies the personal identity and nationality of its holder. Standard passports contain the full name, photograph, place, and date of birth, signature, and the expiration date of the passport. So now, I will give you the best passport in year 2021. Stay tuned. Japan passport are issued to Japanese citizens to facilitate international travel, with 193 visa-free travels. It is the strongest passport in the world. The first travel documents for overseas travel by Japanese citizens were introduced in 1866, near the end of the Tokugawa shogunate. These documents took the form of a stamped letter of request allowing Japanese citizens to travel overseas for business and educational purposes. The term passport was formally introduced into the Japanese language in 1878, and in 1900 the first regulations governing the usage of Japanese passports were introduced. The modern form of the Japanese passport first came about in 1926, and the first ICAO-compliant, machine-readable Japanese passports were introduced in 1992. Singapore passport is a travel document and passport issued to citizens and nationals of the Republic of Singapore. It enables the bearer to exit and re-enter Singapore freely, travel to and from other countries in accordance with visa requirements, facilitates the process of securing assistance from Singaporean consular officials abroad. The first version of the modern Singapore passport was introduced on June 20, 1966, replacing the Singapore provisional passport issued from August 17, 1965. Between 1963 and 1965, Malaysian passports were issued to residents of Singapore when it formed part of Malaysia, and Cook British passports were issued prior to 1963. The Straits Settlements, of which Singapore was its capital from 1832 until 1946, also issued its own passports prior to World War II. South Korea passport. The Republic of Korea passport is issued to a South Korean citizen to facilitate their international travel. Like any other passport, South Korean passports serve as proof for passport holders' personal information, such as nationality and date of birth. South Korean passports are issued by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and have been printed by the Korea Minting and Security Printing Corporation Komsco since 1973. The general release of the next generation biometric passports has been postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Finland passport. Finnish passports are issued to nationals of Finland for the purpose of international travel. Aside from serving as proof of Finnish nationality, they facilitate the process of securing assistance from Finnish consular officials abroad or other EU consulates or Nordic missions in case a Finnish consular official is absent. Passports issued before the adoption of the EU design in 1996 were dark blue and did not contain the European Union texts, but were otherwise broadly similar in appearance. Previously, children could be included in the parent's passport, but this is no longer allowed, and children must be issued their own passport, regardless of age. Australian passport. Australian passports are travel documents issued to Australian citizens under the Australian Passport Act 2005 by the Australian Passport Office of the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade (FAT), by the Australian Passport Office of the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade (FAT), both in Australia and overseas, which enable the passport bearer to travel internationally. Australian citizens are allowed to hold passports from other countries. Since 1988, over 1 million Australian passports have been issued annually, and it reached 1.4 million in 2007, and increasing towards a projected 3 million annually by 2021. French passport. A French passport is an identity document issued to French citizens. Besides enabling the bearer to travel internationally and serving as indication of French citizenship, the passport facilitates the process of securing assistance from French consular officials abroad or other European Union member states in case a French consular is absent if needed. Every French citizen is also a citizen of the European Union. The passport, along with the national identity card, allows for rights of free movement and residence in any of the states of the European Union, European Economic Area and Switzerland. The history of the French passport can be traced to documents issued in the 19th century. United States. United States passports are passports issued to citizens and nationals of the United States of America. They are issued exclusively by the U.S. Department of State. Besides passports in booklet form, limited-use passport cards are issued by the same government agency subject to the same requirements. It is unlawful for U.S. citizens and nationals to enter or exit the United States without a valid U.S. passport or Western Hemisphere Travel Initiative compliant passport replacement document, though there are many exceptions. Waivers are generally granted for U.S. citizens returning without a passport, and the exit requirement is not enforced. Greece passport. Greek passports are issued exclusively to Greek citizens for the purpose of international travel. Biometric passports have been issued since August 26, 2006, with old-style passports being declared invalid as of January 1, 2007. Every Greek citizen is also a citizen of the European Union. The passport, along with the national identity card, allows for free rights of movement and residence in any of the states of the European Union, European Economic Area, and Switzerland. Canadian passport. A Canadian passport is the passport issued to citizens of Canada. It enables the bearer to exit and re-enter Canada freely, travel to and from other countries in accordance with visa requirements, facilitates the process of securing assistance from Canadian consular officials abroad if necessary, and requests protection for the bearer while abroad. All Canadian passports are issued through the Passport Program of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada (IRC). Prior to July 1, 2013, Canadian passports were issued through Passport Canada, an independent operating agency of Foreign Affairs and International Trade Canada. Passports are normally valid for 5 or 10 years for persons 16 years of age and older, and 5 years for children under 16. The Canadian passport ranks 9th in the world in terms of freedom of movement and travel according to the Passport Index. Hungarian passports are issued to Hungarian citizens for international travel by the Central Data Processing, Registration and Election Office of the Hungarian Ministry of the Interior. Every Hungarian citizen is also a citizen of the European Union. The passport, besides the national identity card, allows for free rights of movement and residence in any of the states of the European Union, European Economic Area, and Switzerland.